The Ellison Company owns TikTok, and it's no surprise. If you have half a brain cell to work with and you use TikTok, you have to notice all the fucking mind control. It goes way beyond anything you've ever dealt with anywhere else. But you'll have to figure it out.
Once this merger goes through, the Ellison family, the self-avowed Zionist Ellison family, the top donator to the Friends of the IDF, a U.S. nonprofit, will control every aspect, every generation of the media Americans take in.
You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are on social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class wars. TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
Yeah, it's already gone through. They already have been running TikTok for some time now. TikTok was never on the up and up, but at one point they had a chance to really be like the future of quantum computing not so long ago, but they fucking caved in for the almighty dollar. Threats of being shut down, although that could have never happened because they were so fucking big anyway. But they caved in, you know, and now, and it doesn't matter what they do, they're okay, but people go along with the shit. They're okay with the music being cut back, hashtags cut back, people don't give a fuck.
Something happened about 6 weeks prior to Donald Trump suddenly forming a political identity. March 1986. Yuri Dubin, their Soviet ambassador to the United States, arrives in New York City. His daughter picks him up and takes him on a tour of the city. The very first building that he sees is Trump Tower. They decide just to go up and meet the owner. By chance, right? Dubin's daughter said Trump melted at once. Father's visit worked on him, like honey to a bee. 6 months later, Donald Trump gets invited to lunch at Leonard Lauder's house. He is seated next to the Soviet ambassador. Also in the room was Vitaly Churkin. Churkin would go on to spend his entire career pushing Russia's foreign policy, Russia's ambassador to the United Nations, echoing a lot of the same rhetoric that Donald Trump started spouting when he came back from that 1987 Russia trip.
Absolutely, you know, and I had this figured out since I was a little kid with the Russians and, you know, how they do shit, their propaganda. I studied Soviet history for years, and that's why I don't share a lot of the shit I know with people that it's really bleak, because they would rather hear bullshit conspiracy theories and things they can kind of feel good about and fantasize about. You know, they don't really want to hear the real of what it's like, because everything that they think of as being really bad, it's not even anywhere near that bad, but on other levels it's a whole lot worse than they can imagine. So I just don't tell people this shit, because they don't want to hear it, but they want to hear some fucking phony bullshit. But yeah, TikTok runs the fuck out of, Israel runs the fuck out of TikTok, and it's not just in that they run it. They mess with algorithms. Well, we know that. That's stupid shit. Anybody can do that. But they control even the way that you're able to function with your equipment on there. It's really intricate. It's more so than anybody that you've ever heard paranoid about it. Seriously, I mean, it's deeper than you think, and the shit that you're all looking at isn't really much. Yeah, you really have no clue of how bad it is, because all the directions you're looking in that you think it's bad, you're exaggerating that part in your mind, and that just kind of goes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? But you're not willing to learn and listen, so I don't know what to tell you, except for, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I tried what little I could, but none of you give a fuck. Anyway, so Russian history. You know, the Russians, boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to imagine that anybody could take the cake as far as being more manipulating than us Americans are. It's shittier, but bad. The Soviets really, they've always had us beat in that regard. Their propaganda machine knows no ends. I mean, we would only get the silver medal, us Americans. We would only get the silver medal if there were an Olympics in propaganda and bullshitting other people. Well, we'd probably get bronze behind Israel and the Soviets. But we'd medal, but we might have to settle for the bronze. Israel and the Soviets have it all over us when it comes to that shit. So, humbly, I have to admit, we're only the third best at fucking with people. But, yeah, what a mind space, right? And we're only the third most gullible planet on the earth. Country on the earth. So, again, the Israeli people and the Russian people are probably the only ones more gullible than we are. I'm still not sure how much of a badge of honor that is. Oh, hey, there might be one or two countries more gullible than we are on Earth. We're not the worst, but, there's two more worse than us. Yeah, but either or when you get up that high, but still. Yeah, there's probably two. We'd probably only get the silver or the bronze as far as, the most manipulating motherfuckers on the planet, but still. Yeah, they got us beat. Unless I know you from another platform, I'm still not convinced anybody that I've ever met on TikTok or interacted with is even a real human being. Probably not.